Okay, check this out. I know. You can see where I'm at. I'll show you. Let me show you this. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, it's just... Let me show you this. This is La Jolla. It's so beautiful. Hey guys, how are you guys? You can see the paddle boarders. Show you this. This is, this is a good place or good time to do a morning meditation, and I'm just so fortunate to be able to just wake up, and this is my sanctuary for a while. And sometimes you just leave the story behind and you just go, man, this is so beautiful, and you literally practice that. Where I think it is Paul that says focus on what is beautiful and what is true and what is good and what is lovely. And sometimes the story of yesterday just will demand so much of our lives that you sometimes, or at least I do, I sit there and I go, dude, I'm watching the fucking Pacific with paddleboarders after I had Starbucks, and just to practice my practice gratitude from a place of like just what is, like, I have clean clothes, and I have food, and I have fruit, oranges and bananas, and this morning I woke up and went and got gourmet coffee at a place called Starbucks, which, even though I like the local coffee shops, but I'm a big coffee guy, and that's just. And I come out here for a morning meditation. I live in a country that's legalizing cannabis, so those are some beautiful things. And practicing gratitude, and in the midst of difficult times, and especially in difficult times. And then you go, well, I even got, I'm living in a time that I'm living in a time of history where technology is so readily available, and if I were to want to do a Johnny Travelogue 50 years ago, like, there's no way that I could have shared this journey. And I want to share. That's what I want to do. Is I want to share the journey, and I want to show you beautiful things, and I want to show you all kinds of things. Even today, I opened the New York Times, and there it is. I stole this from Starbucks, and I wanted to share with you this guy, Rainbow Bright, Dr. Rainbow Bright, and these are obituaries, and and I bet you didn't know about Dr. Rainbow Bright, because I used to not. I used to go straight to the business section, and sometimes I wouldn't even read the local paper. Certainly wouldn't get interested in other cultures, and I was just kind of that. I was that guy that just workaholic and workaholism, and it's really weird that workaholism is just as destructive as alcoholism. It's just there's certain things we call addictions, but addiction for me is it's a 360 thing, and I look at how workaholism and again, to leave the story behind, and I say how that caused this, and the domino effect, and so as I show you the story, I want to show you the beautiful, beautiful things, and thank you for taking this journey with me, and I hope this channel is bringing you light and love. Remember this guy? He was remember this guy? We met him in Santa Monica, or at least I did. I love this song. This go. In fact, he talks about in the song. What's his name? Got to promote this guy's business again. And it's kind of light, but listen to this song. Listen. Remember this guy? Let's do this here. Remember this guy? Terry Prince, Love Hills. Remember that? Oh, remember that? $5. With that, just listen to those lines here. And then we talked about we talk a lot about that. And then I want to share some things that I got this morning. Look at that. We want to look at that. Imagine. All right. Look at that. Okay. That line in there where he talks about, the world up and running away. And, he says it in a very beautiful pastoral voice, in a loving way, loving, kind way. And he talked earlier about the difference between a pastor's voice and a prophet's voice. And, he talks about the, in a loving way. But as a prophet, or as a person who's coming from the prophetic side of things, the dark side, if you will, it's the line of before the earth up and runs away. Let me just let me highlight those words. And if I were in front of you, and as we enjoy just a very beautiful, beautiful, kind, loving song, before the earth ups and runs away. And just highlight that. And we'll come back to that in another time. And some other things that I want to I don't know, how would, these are just some things that I wrote down in my morning meditation. And they're yours for free. You can like them, you can love them, you can hate them, you could disagree, then unfollow, or share, or whatever you want. Sometimes whenever we send our song out, we just send it out. We're like a beautiful person singing on a pier. Imagine the Santa Monica Pier, where there's just thousands of people and they're just walking, and you're just sharing your music, you're sharing your light, and that light is just going to cover. Some people will like it and some people won't. And the fear of man is a snare. Sometimes the light just needs to be the light with no explanation. So let's pretend. Let's pretend a few things. Let's pretend, I don't know, let's say that there's some conflict, and you and I are across the table. We're going to pretend that we are in conflict. Okay? And then where do we go from there? Well, that's where I guess all good stories start, is in conflict and pain. And then it's how we get out of those. How do we get out of that pain, and how do we move to something better? Well, in this example, I could say all sorts of things, and I could escalate the pain, or I could minimize and bring relief. And ultimately, I might just say, I'm sorry, and forgive me. Forgive me. And then if I'm really analytical, I could say, well, healing comes in stages. It's like a wound on your hand. It comes in stages. It's like, rubbing skin off when you're working and you're doing something. Healing comes in stages. So if we had a really bad conflict, just to understand that healing will come in stages. And then, I could talk about fear scattering presence. Fear scattering presence. And I could talk about like, for example, this right here. I could be really involved in this. Let's turn the old music on and kind of close out. If I were to let's say that while this is happening, a big giant meteor comes. Boom, done. Now, at that point, things change, and that's where the presence would really change. The picture would change. And that's how fear works in our lives, is that fear will come in as something, and it, boom. And then it's usually in those spaces that we are the most vulnerable. That we are the most vulnerable. All right, guys.